let's say we had a Freaky Friday, but not like between us, but with us being transformed into the bodies of 2 other people that are known as a duo. Who would you choose?
That's the easiest question you've ever asked me in my whole life. Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy?
Yeah.
You're not even going with Penn and Teller, you're going with Siegfried and Roy, the much more flamboyant magicians.
Okay, first of all, we make our money by talking.
Sure.
One of us has got to be Teller. That's just, okay, that's out. I'm not a magician. Okay? Okay? Because assume, like, Freaky Friday situations, you're just you in a different body. I'm not automatically a magician, right? But what I am is an owner of a Siberian tiger and gay.
Okay.
So, I mean, we could be gay, and this sexual tension can finally come to a close, and we can just,
And we get a tiger.
And we get well, really, the draw is the tiger.
Okay.
And it's a white tiger, which is endangered, but they let us keep it, because they're like, the 80s were a thing that you were a part of. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, what is yours?
I was going to say salt and pepper, but yours is good, too. Here I go, here I go again. Girls' mouths my weakness.
Men.
Okay, then.
Men are the weakness?
Yeah.
I don't know.
In either case, I guess we're taking dicks. And I bet we can get a tiger with salt and pepper money. So either way, we're going to be good.
Hugo Jake. The Bible is jaded, and most of it taken. So get educated with Hugo Jake. Pull up a pew and stop what you're doing. It's Bible reloaded time. They call it debated, the theist will hate it. I'm talking to taken, but it's Hugo Jake. So I'm with the show then. It's not candy coated, it's the Bible reloaded with Hugo Jake. With
Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And they call me Jake, and my grandmother calls me Jacob.
Fuck your grandma.
Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway.
She's dying.
She might...
No, she's definitely dying.
Oh, well that's...
She's like forgetting people and stuff. That's not funny, that's depressing.
You could definitely fuck her then. She'll be like, who's this nice young man?
I'm not gonna fuck with grandma.
Granny?
Why do we have to jump to the grandma fucking? I'm just letting you guys know she's dying.
Oh, well.
You should feel bad for me. Actually, don't.
Welcome to the comedy show, people.
But this is a huge, big, humongous, dense episode. It's the pound cake, but it's the world's largest pound cake, like the world record, but of TBR episodes.
Sure, okay.
I'm sure that's a thing. I'm sure
right.
someone's made a giant pound cake.
I'll eat a pound cake.
They're gross.
Anyway.
I don't like sweet things.
So today we're doing Second Kings. We're starting it out because we just finished First Kings, and it continues with the stories of the various kings of Israel or Samaria or whatever they're talking about at the time.
Yeah, and the first part is like the climax. I don't know why they paced it this way.
I know, there's so many good things in this section, though. If you picked any episode to watch and you're listening to this...
This is the one.
You picked a good one.
Yeah.
So, okay. Today we're starting in 2 Kings, Chapter 1. The Lord's Judgment on Ahaziah. After Ahab's death, Moab rebelled against Israel. Now Ahaziah had fallen through the lattice of his upper room in Samaria and injured himself.
Well, that's not a... we tack on... Oh, by the way, he got injured at his own home.
You don't see a lot of ladder-based historical events. This is like the one.
What's the... wasn't John Wilkes Booth, didn't he fall because he tried to do a ladder and he missed?
No, I thought he just jumped. I
thought maybe he was a badass, I don't know.
I think John Wilkes Booth was just trying to be really cool and he jumped down.
They'll remember this! And he's like, I couldn't...
Semper, whatever.
Semper Fi?
I don't...
The thing he said?
Semper something Tyrannus.
Something about a tyrant?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a line from a William Shakespeare play.
Is that what he said?
I believe it's...
God, he's pretentious.
Julius Caesar. I know! What?
I'm glad he died.
John Wilkes Booth, probably the most pretentious, hipstery assassin in history. Have you seen the mustache?
Oh, he's terrible.
Oh, God.
Terrible. And he decided to do it at a play.
He's like, oh, I'm an actor. I'll have to... Then I'll get on stage and I'll show everyone what I'm about. Also, I hate black people. We get it, John Wilkes Booth. You're an asshole.
I'm glad he's dead. Also glad Abraham Lincoln's dead.
They're all dead.
Go Confederacy.
Oh, no.
Not the slave part, just the Confederacy.
What does that even...
I don't know. I have no idea. Who could root... How can you... I'm just trying to figure out a way to root for the Confederacy in a way that's not racist, and I can't figure it out.
No, I don't think
I just tried it. I threw it out there. I'm going to take it back to the workshop. I'm going to work it on it. We'll work it in later. We'll work it in later.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Okay.
So he sent messengers saying to them, "Go and consult Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, to see if I will recover from this injury."
This is interesting because people use the word Beelzebub to refer to Satan or the devil.
Yeah. Beelzebub is not Satan. Beelzebub was a god of a different area adjacent to the Israelites.
Right, and what they're doing here is, like, you see Beelzebub?
Yeah.
That's just a play on this. It's kind of... Do you guys remember Lot and his daughters and how Lot fucked his daughters and stuff?
Yeah.
It's basically a slam piece where you're making fun of something. So Beelzebub, or Beelzebub, means Lord of the Flies, which just means this guy was Lord of manure piles and shit.
Yeah.
And like Lot fucking his daughters, not historically accurate at the time, obviously, but I mean, they were just like, oh, Lot's tribe is a bunch of daughter fuckers.
Yeah, and now it's part of a holy book.
Yeah.
So someday your issues of like Mad Magazine,
Yeah.
they're like making fun of episodes of The Big Bang Theory or whatever Mad Magazine does now.
The Blaze is more apt to comparison,
Sure,
in
whatever.
my opinion, and not necessarily Mad Magazine, but whatever.
Alfred E. Newman.
Just pick your, you know,
you know,
whatever.
that says a lot about our personalities, what we chose there, but whatever. But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, "Go up and meet the messengers of the king of Samaria, and ask them, is it because there is no God in Israel that you are going off to consult Beelzebub, the god of Ekron? Therefore, this is what the Lord says, you will not leave the bed you are lying on, you will certainly die." So Elijah went. So what happened is, the king is like, I really hurt myself. Go ask Beelzebub, this other god in another city that you have to go travel to talk to, if I'm going to get better. God apparently watching this from, third-person
Israel.
omniscient narrator stance going, this is bullshit. You should have asked me because I'm a medical doctor. Yeah, God MD. And he just gets mad. So he says, instead of telling you whether or not you're going to get better, now I'm going to kill you. When the messengers returned to the king, he asked them, "Why have you come back?" "A man came to meet us," they replied, "and he said to us, 'Go back to the king who sent you and tell him, this is what the Lord says. Is it because there is no God in Israel that you are sending messengers to consult with Beelzebub, the god of Ekron? Therefore, you will not leave the bed you are lying on. You will certainly die.'"
Every time we read Ekron, I think of Ekans.
What's Ekans?
Or Ekans.
I don't know
is
what
it
that
Ekans
is.
or Ekans, the Pokemon, the little snake Pokemon?
Ekis?
Ekans.
Is it?
It's got an N.
I guess I always said Ekis in my head.
Oh, no.
I don't talk Pokemon with a lot of people. The king asked him, "What is the man..."
It's snake backwards. I just figured that out.
Oh,
Wow.
fuck.
Everyone here is like, yeah, you fucking idiots. It's snake backwards.
I'm super pissed off
What
now.
are you, stupid? And you
makes-
thought it was Ekis.
That makes me irrationally angry.
Saki.
Fuck. Anyway, the king asked them, "What kind of man was it who came to meet you and told you this?"
Sexy one.
They replied, "He had a garment of hair and a leather belt around his
Whoa,
waist."
wait. He had a garment of hair?
Yeah, he had a clothes he made out of hair, which is, coincidentally, the itchiest thing that you could possibly imagine.
Human hair?
I don't know. The alternate translation here is, or he was a hairy man.
Which is probably more reasonable.
That's probably what it was.
We're going to
referring
go with
to.
he has a hair shirt, though. Like
Okay.
a knit hair sweater in the desert.
So this man, who has a hair shirt and uses a leather belt, is descriptive enough for the king to say, "That was Elijah the Tishbite."
Well, it's the hair shirt that gives it away.
Yeah, no one
it's
wears
not the
that.
belt. People wear belts.
No
but-
one, that's not a thing you wear out of choice. Then he sent Elijah, a captain with a company of 50 men. The captain went up to Elijah, who was sitting on the top of a hill, and said to him, "Man of God, the king says, come down." Elijah answered the captain, "If I am a man of God, may fire come down from heaven and consume you and your 50 men."
Whoa.
Then fire fell from the heaven and consumed the captain and his men.
Wait. You don't have to follow through with that, God. You can just say, no, you're a man of God. I believe you, but...
No, he had to. He had to prove a point. So fire. At this the king sent Elijah, another captain, with his 50 men. The captain said to him, "Man of God, this is what the king says. Come down at once." "If I am a man of God," Elijah replied, "may fire come down from the heaven and consume you and your 50 men." Then the fire fell from heaven and consumed the captain and his men.
Why does... Is he just trying to outsmart the captain and his men? He's like, I am a man of God, and if I am, you're dead, and now you can't make me come down.
Yeah, so he killed 100 people just to prove a point. Anyway.
Well, 102.
Yeah, sure.
50 men and the captains.
Thanks, Jake.
You're welcome. Well, you know we're going to get that shitty comment. It was actually 102. They're going to make a Reddit post. Hugo and Jake they're just fallacies. They're all fallacies. Ad hominem.
Check us out on Reddit at Are the Bible Reloaded today. Hey! Or don't, I don't care. So the king sent a third captain with his 50 men. This third captain went up and fell on his knees before Elijah. "Man of God," he begged, "please have respect for my life and the lives of these 50 men, your servants. See, fire has fallen from heaven and consumed the first 2 captains and all of their men, but now have respect for my life."
He's got pre-PTSD.
Yeah, he's really ready for this stuff. He's like, I'm probably gonna die. I might as well try this, whatever. The angel of the Lord said to Elijah, "Go down with him. Do not be afraid of him." So Elijah got up and went down with him to the king.
Okay.
He told the king, "This is what the Lord says. Is it because there is no God in Israel for you to consult that you have sent messengers to consult with Beelzebub, the god of Ekron? Because you have done this, you will never leave the bed you are lying on. You will certainly die."
But they already said all this shit.
Oh yeah, this is the 3rd time they're going over it. People who are reading the Bible need it, hammered in.
Gotcha.
It's a memorization thing. So he died, according to the word of the Lord that Elijah had spoken. As for all the other events of Ahaziah's reign and what he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the king of Israel?
The guys who wrote this are always really lazy about that shit.
I know.
Isn't it written somewhere else? Go there.
It bugs me, too, that they write everything down in relation to each other. Not he came to power in this year. And I understand that the Julian calendar didn't come into effect until later, obviously. Yeah. But it's so difficult to follow because they're like, he came into power 2 years after this king, who came into power 3 years after this king, and you have to work it all the way back to the beginning.
I just wish they were like the Japanese, who had very accurate and comprehensive data compiled about the shit that went on. Did you know that they found out when an earthquake happened in the fucking northwest corner of the United States due to calendars from Japan talking about a tsunami that happened on a particular date, and that's when their predictive measurements of the earthquake happened? And it was their prediction was within 2 days, and then they got confirmation from an ancient fucking scroll. Yeah. How amazing is that?
That's pretty
Thank
amazing.
you, Japan. If we have any Japanese people watching,
thank you for all of the people that have ever looked like you.
Thank you for being Thank you for being an example that none of us followed, and also sorry about the bombs.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not that sorry about the bombs.
No, they were trying to build them too. They would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not that sorry.
No.
I mean, but I'm in spirit, I'm sorry. In practicality, I mean.
Have you seen Tokyo lately? It probably did you some good. It's fine. So now we get on to chapter 2, Elijah taken up to heaven. And this is an important story because it's one of the stranger miracles in the Old Testament, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's only one of 2 times that this happens, right?
Yes. According to the Bible and to Christianity, there are 2 people, not counting Jesus, who never died, but instead they ascended to heaven.
Yeah, if you count Jesus, well, he dies, though.
But
he's technically
comes
reborn, so he's kind of a weird one. But these are people that aren't Jesus-y.
Yeah, the first is...
that aren't demigods.
Yeah, the first person is Enoch, who isn't in this part. But today we're looking at Elijah, who is ascended to heaven with a pretty cool ride. So, we'll check that out. When the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven in a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal. Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, the Lord has sent me to Bethel." But Elisha said, "As surely as the Lord lives and you live, I will not leave you." So they went down to Bethel. The company of the prophets at Bethel came out to Elisha and asked, "Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today?"
Wait, how do people know?
I know.
I mean, they're prophets, but I mean,
this is one of those things where it's clearly a story because people act like they would in a story. It's very strange. "Yes, I know," Elisha replied, "so be quiet."
Wow, he's like, "Yeah, I fucking know already."
Shut the fuck up. Then Elijah said to him, "Stay here, Elisha, the Lord has sent me to Jericho." And he replied, "As surely as the Lord lives, as you live, I will not leave you." So they went to Jericho.
It's pretty much Elisha being like, "I gotta see this shit."
Yeah, pretty much. So the company and the prophets at Jericho went up to Elisha and asked him, "Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today?" "Yes, I know," he replied, "so be quiet."
He's probably tired of it now.
Yeah,
he's
probably.
Like, "Guys,
we get it.
Fuck."
Then Elijah said to him, "Stay here, the Lord has sent me to Jordan."
"We know."
And he replied, "As surely as the Lord
We get
lives,
it.
and as you live, I will not leave you." So the
kept
two
going.
of them walked on.
Yeah.
Repetition is a huge thing in the Old Testament.
I mean, and I get it. A lot of this was read orally, aloud, so that other people could memorize it, and that's very much what, like Homer takes a lot of shit from this. Like he'll repeat phrases and stuff and keywords and buzzwords to make you stick in your head so you can retell the story yourself. But fuck, can we be a little more creative? We don't do it in 3s.
Elijah took his cloak, rolled it up, and struck the water with it. The water divided to the right and to the left.
Wait, so he can just do Moses stuff now?
Yeah, totally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is he naked doing it, though?
It's
couldn't
optional.
he pick up a stick and be like, it's a magic stick now?
Have you ever
Boom.
walked on dry land that used to have water naked? It's thrilling.
Oh,
When they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me, what can I do for you before I am taken
He
from you?"
wasn't even fucking impressed by the water splitting thing? Is this a thing that just Jews did?
Yeah, it's not mentioned a whole lot. Like, they wrote it down when Moses did it that one time, but they thought no one will be interested in the other
It's
times
like
this
mentioning
happens.
someone driving a car to and from things all
Yeah.
the time if you were to write down the annals of our day-to-day.
Yeah. Everyone just knows.
You just
Splitting water.
no big deal.
"Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit," Elijah replied.
Wait, what?
"You have asked a difficult thing," Elijah said. "Yet if you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours. Otherwise, it will not."
Wait, what? Does he need to eat ghost things?
This is a Highlander situation where when Elijah goes, Elisha wants
Are you serious?
double his spiritual power.
Are you being real right
Yes,
now?
and he's going to get it. So that's pretty rad. If
Wait,
you ever-
what's his spiritual power do? Can he
It's
Can he
like
also split?
it's like
water?
Dragon Ball Z. It's power levels and stuff. He's over 9,000 or whatever.
That was obligatory, but
Yeah.
you know.
As they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and a horse of fire, they needed to say that one was fire and the other is also fire, so you know, both these motherfucking things are on motherfucking fire, appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind.
What?
Not a whirlwind, it's a fucking flying horse fire chariot. It's like the Human Torch's ride. Anyway, Elisha saw this and cried out, my father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel." And Elisha saw him no more. Then he took hold of the garment and tore it in two.
What? So, why? Now they're both naked. Now one's naked in a fiery tornado chariot horse amalgam, and the other guy's just naked looking at it.
You've never been in this situation. It's so thrilling. You gotta let your boner breathe.
Yeah, it's like a wine.
Yeah. Elisha then picked up Elijah's cloak that had fallen from him and went back and stood on the bank of the Jordan. He took the cloak that had fallen from Elijah and struck the water with it.
And nothing happened, and he was stuck.
"Where now is the God of Elijah?" he asked. When he struck the water, it divided to the right and to the left, and he crossed over.
Why is it the cloak? Is it like Mjolnir?
Yeah.
Is the power in the cloak, or is the power in the God? I don't.
He absorbed the power like the girl did in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Or was it 5?
That reference is.
It was 4.
Way over my head. Is that the one with Captain Jack?
No, that's the first one.
Does he come back as the guy from What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
No.
What about Edward Scissorhands?
He comes back as Johnny Depp in one of them later. Not a joke.
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
I didn't know that. Because those movies are just shit.
The company of the prophets from Jericho who were watching said, "The spirit of Elijah is resting in Elisha." And they went to meet him and bowed to the ground before him. "Look," they said, "we your servants have 50 able men. Let them go and look for your master. Perhaps the spirit of the Lord has picked him up and set him down on some mountain or in some valley."
What?
What a fucking asshole fire chariot horse that's like, "Okay, I'm gonna pick you up, but I'm gonna drop you off on this fucking mountain in the Himalayas."
So he didn't get taken to heaven, he just got dropped off on a mountaintop and died?
Yeah, totes.
Oh, okay.
"No," Elisha replied, "do not send them." But they persisted until he was too embarrassed to refuse.
How are you getting embarrassed about that?
I don't know. So he said, "Send them." And they sent 50 men who searched for 3 days and did not find him. When they returned to Elisha, who was staying in Jericho, he said to them, "Didn't I tell you not to go?" Well,
Mic
yeah,
drop.
until the last time.
Fucking asshole.
So, according to Christians, he ascended to heaven. Even though it doesn't really say that, it implies he was taken somewhere else, but it doesn't
the
say
Lord
where.
took him, and then everyone else is pretty skeptical about the heaven aspect of it, and they're like,
I'll tell you what really
It's
happened.
mountain.
Elisha and Elijah went somewhere. Elisha was over Elijah's shit, hit him with a rock,
he Highlanded
killed him, buried him, walked back and told everyone, "I swear, there was a fucking fire chariot." And everyone was so dumb, they were like, "Okay."
Well, he couldn't have said, he got attacked by a lion. That's too simple. Now I'm skeptical. But if you say, fucking fire chariot, and we split the river twice, I can't do it again, but we used it all up.
It's like saying your aunt's Elizabeth Shue. It's like, why would you make that up? That's not impressive enough for me to be impressed by your aunt being Elizabeth Shue. But, sure, Elizabeth Shue. All right, Back to the Future Part 2. I get it. Karate Kid. Totes.
She was hot, right?
No.
Was she hot?
No.
Was she 80s hot?
7.
Okay.
She was hotter in Karate Kid, which is bad to say, because she may have been a minor then.
I
But
thought
she,
Elizabeth Shue was like a huge crush for everyone.
I don't know. She was hotter in Karate Kid than she was in Back to the Future Part 2.
You know who was hot? Molly Ringwald. She doesn't get enough hotness points. 16 Candles. The other one.
Pretty in Pink.
Sure.
Breakfast Club.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
She was hot. Now she's super not hot, but she was.
Yeah.
She's good looking ginger.
It's a rarity. Actually, not for women. For women, it's a bonus. For men, it's a huge downgrade.
Karen Gillan, super hot ginger.
Yeah.
Michelle Trachtenberg, pretty hot ginger.
Anyway.
That's the list. Those are the 3.
Those are the ones. There you go. Carrot Top. Sexy beast.
He's pretty hot, actually.
Right?
He's a butterface. He's like Fergie. And finally,
This is short but sweet. This is beautiful.
this is the best part of the Bible. No, it's not.
Alicia is jeered. From there, Alicia went up to Bethel, and as he was walking along the road, some boys came up out of the town and said, "Get out of here, Baldy!"
Baldy?
So he's a bald guy.
Like dark matter.
Yeah. He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. So, Jake, what do you think he's gonna do?
If I hadn't read this before and I never heard this story before, I'd say curse like make them lose their hair. Like
Sure.
walk a day in my shoes or forever in my shoes. Now you're Baldy. How's that feel? Turned on its head. Quite literally. Also a pun.
However, what actually happens is, then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys, and he went on to Mount Carmel and from there returned to Samaria.
He's the good guy. He's the Aquaman of land.
So, God sees children making fun of a bald guy, and his response is, I'm gonna murder them with a bear.
2 bears.
2 bears.
One
Or
of-
twice as efficient.
Yeah, well,
Could have only killed 22 kids with 1 bear. He knew how many bears he needed. He's a bear expert. He made them.
oh my god. So bear is okay, if going to hell after death was something you were worried about, you also must worry about possible bear attacks during your day-to-day if you make fun of bald people specifically.
Right.
So, just don't do that, I guess. That's your warning. That's your one. You're welcome.
So that's it. Thanks, everyone.
And before we go for the day, or for the week, or whatever, before we go, please help support probably the largest content contributor to the show.
Other than us.
Other than us, yeah, but we don't count. Izzy. Izzy is the artist that does, like, all of our graphics. He's overhauled Unpop for us. He's continuing to do some extra stuff for TBR. He's worked on t-shirt designs. He's actually the one responsible for the alternate design that actually might someday be our actual logo because it's amazing. He's making shirts. He's got a Teespring going on. And he doesn't take compensation from us to do any of this stuff. But his job is an artist. I mean, he does this for a living. He's done several games. One of them got greenlit on Steam recently. It's called Kill the Plumber. It's basically a puzzle game where you try to kill Mario. It's awesome. It's getting really, really good reviews. Lots of Let's Plays have happened if you've seen it. He was the artist responsible for that really cool art style. He has this shirt that he made himself, and it's a representation of all the art he's done throughout the years and kind of the games he's made and just his inspirations. And it's really fucking cool. I already bought one. And it comes in 3 different colors. Every single dime of profit goes to him, and it will just allow him to make more content for our show, number one. Also some other games, possibly a game for us, which would be very cool, because we'd really, really like to be able to have a game for you guys.
Yeah.
And he just allowed us to really take the show to another level, and I really think he deserves tons of support. And also, this is a really fucking cool shirt. You guys can wear this shirt anywhere. It's not like... it's sort of gaming, but it's also just cool. Yeah. It's something that I would wear. It's just a screen tee. So please check it out. Just give it a click. Read it. At least visit the page. I would really appreciate it because he deserves just endless praise for the work he's done for us. So please click that.
So other than that, you can check us out on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can check Hugo out at Hugo Reloaded.
You can check us out on Patreon. We're doing another live show for our patrons somewhere in the first week of the month.
Yep, so this is probably the last week to sign up so that it will process. This is actually the last episode that will be monetized this month. So if you get that in time, you can come hang out with us. Also, the past hangouts are going to be available. And right around the first week of the month, I'm probably going to put up the other hangout. I was going to put it up this month, but we got a little busy.
Sure.
I'm going to put up an edited version of the hangout we did so you guys can kind of see what you're getting into if it's something you're interested in. It was a lot of fun. You guys should come hang out. Hopefully we have more people this time. We had roughly 40?
50.
50? Yeah, it was a lot of fun, though. So hopefully we can get up to like 100 or so, about a third of our patrons. Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun because you guys asked a lot of questions. It was just fun interacting with you guys. And we did a lot of, we read some stuff. Probably going to do some more Bible comics and stuff. It'll be cool.
Yeah. So You can also subscribe if you haven't already. Please do so. You can thumbs up this video if you liked it. If you didn't, go away. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this has been the Bible Reloaded.
And next week we make attack bears to attack people that say the show's bad. Not bad, okay.
No, it's pretty bad. I just don't like them.
Yeah, I just like attack bears. It's more about having attack bears than it is about people not liking the show.
Sure.